NBC 24 Weather Plus. All day, every day, local weather 24/7.
It's a boom town, one community thriving in a tough economy. Could it offer a glimmer of hope to the rest of the country? Tonight on NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
We may not be aware of it, but we are surrounded by a toxic environment, and that can affect our health without us even realizing it. Here to explain is Dr. Mikell Parsons from the Natural Path Health Center. Welcome to the show once again, Dr. Parsons. It was so fun last time because we ended the interview with a trivia question, which was, what heavy metal was recently linked to foods containing high fructose corn syrup? And you made the call to action. Did you get a lot of calls?
I actually did, and I got a lot of incorrect answers.
Okay.
The correct answer is mercury.
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 Okay, mercury is the answer to the question. Do you want to announce the winners?
Yes.
Okay. The winners are?
So here's our 3 winners, and you need to come by the office and pick up your prize, which was Up Your Fiber, which is what I call my fiber candy. So John R. Lambert, Colette Spurgeon, Leslie Landry. Rock on! You guys got it! Yay.
That was a tough one, Dr. Parsons. Okay, you're going to email the winners as well, too. So in case you missed your name, Dr. Parsons will get hold of you. Would you explain the answer to us for those that got it incorrectly like me?
Well, mercury is a heavy metal, and we're supposed to have a little tiny bit of it. You know, we're supposed to have a lot of little things as far as our metals are concerned. But when we start to get too much, we start to have weird symptoms. It could be the weight gain. It could be trouble losing weight. It could be high blood pressure. It could be especially chronic yeast infections, whether it's vaginally or in your stomach, so you're getting acid reflux. So a lot of these toxicity symptoms, the underlying cause could be mercury. Well, I get patients all the time asking me, where am I getting mercury? Well, we're now seeing that there's a link to it possibly being a part of our food supply now.
You mean in a lot of foods that have high fructose corn syrup?
Yes.
Everything's got that, it seems like.
Pretty darn much. And just from a health standpoint, high fructose corn syrup has always been one of my deal breakers. If there's a product that contains high fructose corn syrup, you're better off not having it. We didn't even know about the mercury connection until recently. So every time you eat those foods, if you're not able to detoxify correctly, you store it. And what really concerns me, that really makes me want to do a call to action, is how many of those foods are we feeding our kids? A lot. And they're tiny. Their toxicity burden is much different. We can handle more. We're bigger. They're small. So it starts with the parents cleaning out those cupboards and getting rid of those foods.
And that's one of the ways to detox, obviously. What are some other ways to detoxify
Another way is going to be to eat fresh, raw, green veggies especially. Cilantro is a great heavy metal detoxifier.
Oh, really? But do you have to, can you just put the cilantro in your food, or do you have to actually eat it?
You can actually make a salsa, and you actually have to eat it.
Oh,
you can eat it raw. And so that helps your body pull those heavy metals out, because remember, if you're storing them, you haven't been able to get rid of them, which means you're deficient in something. Another thing is making sure you eat protein. You have to eat protein. Have to.
And we're talking meats,
eggs, dairy if you're not allergic. So proteins are very important.
Really quickly, let's go through the symptoms of being toxic. We have them listed. Weight gain, headache, there they are. Fatigue, poor memory, fuzzy thinking. Wow. Acne even. Gas and bloating, inflammation, chronic yeast infections, as you mentioned. High blood pressure, thyroid problems, elevated cholesterol. So if you have any of these, you might
have a toxicity issue.
What is involved in a detox? Is it like a lifestyle change? Obviously it is, because you're trying to eat better, right? And that is in itself a lifestyle change.
Absolutely. So when we're looking at trying to decrease our toxic burden, we have to look at lifestyle. It makes no sense to me to invest the time and the money into getting rid of those toxins if you're just going to put them right back in. So part of our strategy is to create an awareness. There's some things we can't control. I don't have direct control over the air that I breathe. I choose to breathe it. The other option is death. So, but I can choose to not use high fructose corn syrup. So we really try to coach people into making different choices, and it's not about taking everything away, then we need to put something back in.
Well, I'm sure there are a lot of people that would love to sit down with you, and they will get the opportunity because you are offering Dine with the Doctor.
Yes.
What is that all about?
Dine with the Doctor is an opportunity for people who aren't necessarily patients of mine to email a question in, any question that you have pertaining to health, and your name will be put in a bucket. And next week, we are going to draw 3 names of our lucky winners, and you will be eating lunch with me at Bistro Rustico, which, by the way, is typically closed during Tuesday lunches. They're opening just for us.
Oh, how exciting.
Yes.
Okay, so they can ask you all sorts of questions.
Ask me anything.
Yay,
Yeah.
February 24th.
February 24th
So
is the
email
date.
her some questions or call her 447-1404. We're out of time, but we need to say this week's question.
Yes.
Which is, there you go. You ask.
Okay. So, what does this Teflon pan have to do with toxicity with our small indoor pets?
What does this Teflon pan have to do with toxicity and our pets? There's the email, naturalpathfresno@yahoo.com. If you think you know the answer, call Dr. Parsons. Always so much fun to have you here, Dr. Parsons. I'm looking forward to next week.
Me too.
All right, yay. Don't go anywhere, everybody. Central Valley Today. We'll be right back.
They bring relief after a disaster. They bring hope in the worst times possible. The Fresno Madera chapter of the American Red Cross responds to thousands of